Good morning, Hit Nation, folks, cats, and everything in between and beyond. My name is Roy, the host of My Happiness. And this is going to be another Penny Quickies. It's post game. Not doing it right after the game because of always logistics. The gorilla continues here. I remain the only host in the history of the internet. Maybe not the only host, but certainly the first one who fully and wholeheartedly admits that he has no idea what he's talking about, but he tries. Uh, Wow. Today we're just going to talk about the heat. I'm wearing a mask, by the way. Not doing my bestest. And as of late, I just decided let me just kind of expose my nose. Right here is a little bit better. Like this. I don't know. But yeah, it's the not covering the nose, by the way, is completely inefficient. But I am in my room, so should be okay. But I was going to talk about the game. I was just going to talk about Miami Heat. I was just going to talk about how I think that given the circumstances, playing away against what I think should be, barring injuries, one of the best teams in the East, the Magic, that we did a pretty good job yesterday. And even though it's disappointing, we this is the first season loss, but we lost all the 6 games of the preseason, and we were bulldozed by the Cavaliers in the postseason. So it's 11 straight games without a win. We play away against the Grizzlies this Friday, and then we finally play at home against the Knicks, right? So, unfortunately, when I woke up at about 8 a.m., I got notification that Ted Rozier was arrested. And I say unfortunately, just because of the fact that this takes a little bit away from the sport itself. Gambling and sports is not new to me. There have been several schemes detected. There are several schemes that go undetected. Payouts to referees. I've seen things in soccer. And of course, we've seen this happen in the NBA before. This is something that, of course, the attorney is saying it's a witch hunt. I think that when Terry Rozier's attorney today came out and says this is a witch hunt and they are paroling him out when they could have just asked him to surrender himself, I think that there are a few questions that linger up in the air. First of all, today when I said I knew this was coming, Andy Nichols asked me, how did you know this was coming, making a joke about it. But the truth is, it's absolutely right. How did I know? I knew because this was still a buzz in certain circles, sorry. And because this was still a buzz in certain circles, I never believed that Rozier had been waived. I like Raf's conspiracy theory, because this is all we can have right now, right? Speculation rather than a conspiracy theory, that the NBA cleared Rozier to play just so he would stay with the Heat, knowing that the Heat would not be able to waive him or trade him, and understanding that this way they probably cooperated with the FBI by making Rozier stay in the country. You know, who knows? Maybe he would have been now playing in Europe. We know also that the head coach, I think, of the Portland Trail Blazers was also arrested. Right now, I'll tell you, right? I don't know what the evidence is, but after the time of investigation that we have, which is over a year, and then they're finally making arrests, and especially the witch hunt that the attorney is claiming is happening, it's because they have hard evidence. That's my opinion, right? That's what I think. I'm speculating here. I do think that they have hard evidence. Now it's a matter of whether or not they're going to want to get bigger fish involved in the same scheme. We know that at least what it was, the Los Angeles Lakers was also included, the Portland Trail Blazers, the Charlotte Hornets. I don't remember the other team that was involved. But there were a few teams involved. It's not just that. And the Miami Heat is an innocent bystander of the situation. We got Ted Rozier, and shortly thereafter, he's already being investigated, right? So it's a very interesting thing. What's going to happen with Ted Rozier when it comes to the Miami Heat? We don't know. We obviously want to be compensated for whatever blunder this was. And if it's a blunder that affects us in any other way because Terry Rozier is innocent, which I don't think is a possibility. We'll see what happens. I know that we are all rooting for Terry Rozier to be able to be off the book, but I'll tell you what I think. I do think that this is a disgrace to the sport. It causes a lot of problems. It causes a lot of issues. That's my opinion. And I think that at the end of the day, when you find a person that is guilty and is going to jail, it is a moment to celebrate. But it's also a very sad moment, as Nico said, because it's disgraceful and because you know that it's like when you see a German roach, there's always going to be more. When you see a crime, when you see something rotten, there's always going to be more, right? But let's try to put this aside for a moment, not knowing exactly what's going to happen. I'll tell you my general impressions. So my 5 points basically are, number one, I like the way that Jaime Jaquez is playing. I think that Jaime Jaquez is actually doing something interesting. It's kind of ridiculous because it's 50% at the free throw line, but he only had 2 free throws yesterday. But he had an 85.7%, 6 of 7 field goals made. Davion Mitchell, right? 7 of 15, so closer to that 50% and a double-double with his points, rebounds, points and assists, right? If I'm not mistaken. Let me see here. Assists for Davion Mitchell, 12, and a point 16. So that's a double-double. 2 steals, 1 block, only 1 turnover, and a +2, right? Only 2 players here with the starters, 3 players with a +2, with a plus. I don't particularly think Nikola Jovic was efficient yesterday. 2 of 6 field goals, a +8, and normal Powell, of course, 28 points. 3 turnovers, but again, 1 block, 1 steal, 4 assists, 9 rebounds, so almost a double-double there. 2 offensive rebounds, for that matter, +12. And then we have Bam Adebayo with a -2, but I actually think that he started on the right, in the right foot. It was a 30% shooting, 4 out of 13. So, just same as I'm going to say, look, Powell was 9 of 19. 6 more to get 5 more. And yet there's a point. So I'm not that concerned with that because it gave us the points that we needed. And a double-double, again, right? 15 points and 12 rebounds, 2 assists. No steals, no blocks, and 4 turnovers, which is what cost them that negative. I believe that had he not had turnovers or just 1 turnover, he would probably be in a plus similar to Davion Mitchell or even Nikola Jovic, which I think is kind of ridiculous. But I think that the team played well. Nikola Jovic did not play as well as I expected him to play. And Weir is obviously affected and is injured. He only played 13 minutes, 3 of 5 field goals. Not bad at all. 7 points. 1 turnover, 1 steal, 1 block. Not bad. Simon Fontecchio, 6 of 9. Not bad at all. Drew Smith, not a good offensive game. Not a good game in general. Only 13 minutes played, just like Weir. Wasn't very efficient yesterday, with only a -6. So our minuses are not so bad. I mean, the worst is Fontecchio's. That, 6 out of 9, 66.7, but 33.3 in free throws %, right? So that's the main issue. 13 points, 2 turnovers, 1 block. I think he played what he should have played, and of course Larson only played three minutes. He didn't, that's pretty much a donut. I think he had 2 points, if I'm mistaken, a -1. Yeah, 2 points and a -1. -1, Jaime Jaquez as well with 13 points. Again, 6 out of 7. I understand that because of the turnovers. Again, 2 turnovers, right? So that gets us. But I think that without Hero, as long as Norman Powell is able to proceed scoring the way that he's scoring, Bam gives us 15-20. Hero gives us 20-25, Norman Powell 20-25. We should be good offensively speaking, especially because also Wiggins gave us 18, which is another acceptable average. And I think that Davion Mitchell has the potential of giving us an average of 10, 15 points a game again. Same thing with Ware. He gave us 7. I think he has the potential of giving us 10 or 10 to 15 points a game. So offensively speaking, better. 121 points on the board. We did lose. It was a close game. It's definitely disappointing, but not disappointing to the point that you can actually criticize anyone right now. I actually think that the team did well. We did have way too many turnovers, which is a problem. We did also allow a lot of points off of turnovers because of the successful quick pace that has been implemented and has been being implemented for at least a season now, in the previous season. I think that we're playing better. Definitely see Wiggins a lot more comfortable with the team. Jovic is going to have the jitters sometimes, so it's okay. He's a starter. It's hard. We're going to see. And I think Jaquez is out of the slump. I mean, just a -1 here, it doesn't even do justice. We normally saw Jaime Jaquez going and getting and making the right decisions, being more efficient from mid-range, which is important, for him, because it's kind of already became predictable that he's going to go there, he's going to do the Euro, he's going to do a couple of turns, and then shoot, which basically got him very well guarded last year. So last season rather. So yeah, I'm actually happy with what I saw. And this Rozier situation, who knows? I don't know that can help us this season, but maybe he can. I don't know. Because again, I really don't believe that he's not innocent. We do have tough tests, but I think that we are going to see a better offense. If this game is any indication, and last season it was, right? The same opener against the Magic. We lost by a landslide. I think they had like 142, 145 points at that game. I don't remember, but it was last season's opener. This season opener, we lost by just a few points. It's a tough game, a couple of ugly defensive possessions, I guess, right? When you're up by 4 or 5, especially 7, right, with 6 minutes to go, I think we're like up 6, up 7, 6, with 6 minutes to go. It's a shame that we get to that point in which we're being kind of beaten down, and then we kind of trying to get it, and then they run away with it because of a couple of possessions. It does happen. It is the NBA, and that's what sucks. Even teams that have been winless for 10 games are going to have the bad luck of being on the losing side of a game like yesterday. But it could have gone either way, and I'm really happy with having Normal Powell, Davion Mitchell in the team. I'll talk about those two right now. Bam Adebayo has to continue doing what he did and improve, and Hero has to be back. So we still don't know what the potential of this team is, but I think we have confirmed, if we manage to get a consistent performance more or less like yesterday, I think we've confirmed that we have a better offense, and depending on how certain players pan out, even a better defense than we had last season. We'll see. We'll see. In any case, stay safe, stay dry, stay as happy as possible in this very complicated world of ours. Let's go Heat.